Hello everyone! So today I'm going to share ideas on how to pose women. Hi guys, my name is MR.DASANTE and I'm a fashion content creator who teaches men and women how to pose for photos. As some of you may know, I'm the guy that does this in his videos. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to go from this to this when it comes to posing women. Now the question I get from the ladies is how to look photogenic when taking photos. One thing for sure is that it takes someone to bring out the best features when taking photos. Today, I'm with the lovely Liana, who I've created a lot of posing videos with. Our most viral video to date has over 78 million views, which I'm grateful for. So let's start with this. When it comes to posing, the aim is to create some form and to bring out some shape. In my humble opinion, what defines a woman's form is her curves. For a man, it's his chest and his shoulders. So one of the tips is never stand flat-footed when you're taking photos, right? You're not a penguin. Okay, you're not a penguin, so never stand flat-footed, right? Okay, it doesn't matter if you're taking a family photo or photos for LinkedIn. You don't want to stand like this flat-footed because you're not a penguin. Because it is very static for a woman to stand like this, there always has to be some sort of movement, one way or another. One way or another, I wanna see ya, I wanna get you. Sorry. The easiest way to get posing ideas is like this. Okay, Liana, you're gonna have to mirror my movements, yeah? So bear with me, because I am clumsy. But here we go, yeah? All right, ready? One leg out. Okay, one leg back. Bend the knee. Okay, shoulders back. Right, chest forward a bit. Okay, hands on hip. Now look to the side. Oh yeah. Obviously, this was easy, as you've seen, because I'm posing with Liana, who's posed with me many times, but this is a method you can use to find your groove. Now, the definition of posing is to assume a particular position in order to be photographed. So when it comes to posing, it doesn't matter how you necessarily look. Obviously, Liana looks amazing. What matters is more so the angles and directions you take in order to look photogenic. So posing sometimes can come across as quite awkward because of the positioning, but once you see the results, you'll be stunned. It is always important to put the weight of the body one way or the other. So back to the question, how to pose a lady or a woman that brings out her curves in a systematic step-by-step kind of way. Here is how you do it. Turn the body at an angle, point one toe forward, bend the knee, shoulders back, lean the chest forward, and arms off the body. So now, ladies and gentlemen, you can see we're bringing out her curves. Doesn't she look amazing? She does. So when it comes to posing, don't just pose for the sake of posing. You have to pose according to the light source. So in this case, the direction of the light is coming from here. Because the light is coming from this direction, it is always important to pose at an angle, 45 degrees, right? Where your body is away from the light until a shadow appears in the middle of your dress. So our body's away from the light, but our left leg, which is closer to the light, has to be pointing towards the camera. So now our body is away from the light. Our left leg, which is closer to the light, needs to be pointing at the camera. So the leg that is closest to the camera, which is our left leg in this case, is the one you bend. Like that. So the weight distribution will always be on her back leg. So remember when I said hands on hips for this particular pose? Always remember that your body needs to be facing away from whichever direction the light is coming from, whether it's left or right. Your eyes, your face needs to be facing the light or into the camera. So when a lady is posing like this, you need to always remember that her chin needs to be facing her outer shoulder towards the light or towards the camera. This type of method is considered to be very feminine. So now we understand the nature and the form of a female pose. Let's elaborate more on this. So to bring out the beauty of the dress, right, it is always important when posing is to bring your shoulders back, right, and arms off the body. The reason being is because when your arms is off the body, it will make your arms look slimmer. Because as you know, some women, like I said, some women, so don't get me in trouble, right? Some women, they're very insecure about their arms being big. So posing in this way can make your arms look smaller. Whereas with men, we want our arms to look big. Obviously, in my case, my arms are very small, but I make up for it with my good looks and my third leg. I'm joking. Guys, if you like videos like this, don't forget to click the link in the description or to the side to gain access to my posing guide to take your photos to the next level. So in conclusion, if you bring your arms closer to your body, it will make your arms look big, which for girls can be a touchy subject, whereas for men, our insecurity is more our gut, our bald head, and our mind. So when it comes to posing women, you always have to give them an excuse to bring their arms off their body. This can be in the form of them holding their hair, right, like this. Yeah. like this, or holding a veil like they're getting married. Also, I wanted to point out what happens when you bring your shoulders back. So, bring your shoulders back. Okay, you already done that. So what do you guys notice? I guess I don't need to answer that question because you can already see. Your bust or your chest area becomes fuller, which for some ladies, you know, some ladies love their bust to look fuller. So in this example would be a good thing. So this is why I suggest that the ladies bring their shoulders back, because then it makes their chest look fuller. On the other hand, if you are insecure about your bust, chest, looking a bit too big, you can always do the concave pose, which Liana's gonna show us. So basically, hands on shoulders, and then bring your chest forward, right? This is the concave pose that you've seen a lot of people do. For me personally, I don't really like this pose. I prefer the concave pose, but more to the side. In my opinion, it is better to do the concave pose inverted to the side, right? Because it just looks more classier, in my opinion, just saying. So another way you can make your bust look fuller, okay, Liana, on a count of 3, you're gonna breathe in, yeah? 1, 2, 3, breathe in. Okay, as you can see, her bust, her chest area looks fuller and firmer. Also, if you want to emphasize something, it is always important to push it towards the light. There you go. So, in conclusion, if you want to emphasize your bust, you can either bring your shoulders back, breathe in, and the final method is to emphasize the bust, is to bring the shoulders back, slide the heel back in, bend the knee, shift your weight back, hands on hips, lean your chest forward at an angle, and then turn your face towards the light and face looking towards the camera. So those are the 3 effective ways of making your bust look fuller without using Photoshop, because this way it will look more natural. So let's talk about something else. As you've seen, we've already spoken about the shoulders and how the bust should look, and also the positioning of the feet. Now we're gonna talk about the hands, okay? So the hands are the most expressive body part, aside from the eyes, because as you know, the eyes don't lie, Chico. As the hands are effective in bringing out the emotion in a pose. In this part of the video, I'm gonna be showing you how you can use your hands effectively for posing for photos. The way to pose your hands is to bring your hands on your biceps and then roll your wrists like this. It is a very soft, delicate bend, which also effective if you smile facing the camera. You will notice that a lot of lady bosses actually pose like this to look dominant and powerful. So as you can see, guys, Liana's pose like this, she looks more bossy, right? She looks more elegant, she looks more classier, she looks like a leader. So for posing, you always need to remember to relax, chill. So posing is easy and can be like a deflating balloon. So Liana, in a count of 3, I want you to breathe in and breathe out. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now breathe out, yeah. You see, as you can see, she's relaxed. So when you're posing, you need to feel relaxed. Like through trial and error, you'll figure out what pose looks great for you, but don't stress too much about how you look, because then you will look too stiff or static. So always have some movement, but feel relaxed. The best way to get the best photos as a female is being able to turn your body away from the light and your face towards the light and your toes towards the camera, like I showed you in an example before. This is the foundation to the pose form of a woman. Another way to use your hands for posing is to bend and fold one arm and then to have one arm balance above the bent arms, which causes an expression. This is accompanied by you turning your face to the side, using your best side angle, also can contribute to looking photogenic in your photos. Another pose using your hands is to touch your hair, so the best way to do this is to cross your legs, hand on hair and other hand on hip. So as you can see here, Liana has her hands on her hair, right? Her arms are bent and her legs are crossed. So this is one way in order to look more elegant, using your hands with your hair. So as you can see here, Liana has her hands on the thinnest part of her waist. This is also essential for also plus size women who want to look a bit slimmer. This is a way to look slimmer. So remember, curves are always important when it comes to posing for women. And also the arms is better, will always look better when it's bent. And the legs always need to be doing something. Remember, you never have to be static like this, like a penguin, as I mentioned earlier on. So it's better to have your legs either crossed or your legs bent. Anyways, if you want a shot of a lady adjusting her earrings, simply cross your legs, bring the wrists together like this, and then turn your face towards the light and adjust your earrings like this. Chin down, lean towards the light. Micro movements always make the difference. Now, in this segment, we're going to talk about the 9 technical tips in order to make your photos look great. The outfit can also impact the way you look in your photos, for example. A baggy outfit with thick material can make you look wider and bigger, which a lot of the ladies tend to avoid. A way to look thinner or to bring out your physique is to wear fitted outfits or dresses. Because to look slimmer, details like this are very important, especially on a day where you're taking a lot of photos. You definitely need to pay attention to what you're wearing. Will you be wearing an outfit that's gonna make you look slimmer and slender, or will you be wearing an outfit that's gonna make you look like Dwayne Johnson? Sorry. Don't forget, the camera can make you look 5 kg bigger. So you're gonna look 5 kg bigger than you usually do when you're looking at your photos. So let's say you're at an event and you're wearing a bulky dress, right? But you don't have the chance to actually change your outfit. The question is, what do you do? The good news is you don't need to go home and get changed. I'm here to save the day. There's a little trick that I want to teach you. The trick is very simple. Just place your hands on your hip or waist. Push your hip out a bit. This way you're defining your waist area. So let's say you're wearing a bulky dress and you're pushing it in and you're showing your waist because it's going to make you look slimmer. And the lovely thing is you can even do it on the side. This way you have defined your waist and you have a lovely silhouette. Versus before, you look like this. So now let's talk about the arms, what you should be doing and what you should be doing. The common mistake people do is they press their upper body against their arm like this, making this particular arm look very thick. So in conclusion, if you want to make your arms look slimmer, don't pose like this. Another thing to pay attention to is never pose like this with your hands in your pockets like this when you're posing as a female. Common tricks models do is that they place their hands in their pockets, however, like this, showing their hands. So Liana, if you just repeat after me, you see she's done it easily. This is because this looks more elongating and flattering as opposed to this. So in conclusion, do not put your hands in your pockets like this because it doesn't look great in photos for ladies. Another thing people don't think about is how they hold their buttocks. Yes, ladies, if you're taking photos, do not press your buttocks inwards like this. No, never like this. It is better to push your buttocks outward, forward. Poking it out a little, but obviously in a natural state. Obviously, I have no buttocks. I don't want any. Liana, you do the job. Show them. Show them how it is. Another tip, guys, is classy women are very cautious about how they pose with their chin. Okay, so Liana, copy me. So we're gonna turn to the side this way, okay? Never, when you're posing, never do your chin like this. Yeah, never like that. Okay, so what you need to do is extend your neck, because then it shows your jawline. Because if you pull your chin in like this, you will look more compact and wider, which is not what you're wanting when you're taking photos. Instead, you want to roll your shoulders back for good posture and to really extend your neck to make it look longer and your chin forward. Another tip when posing is to know which angle to take the photos at. Everyone looks different at every angle. People look their best. Some people look their best looking this angle. Some people look their best looking this angle. Through trial and error, you'll figure out what works best for you. Believe it or not, people have different body compositions, and so not every angle is going to be suited to each individual. And this is why I said through trial and error, you need to try different poses in order to find what works best for you. For example, the first rule is photos don't really look good when they're taken from above because they're like the bird's eye perspective. And so it kind of makes you look less flattering and shorter. The second is when you take it too far down, where you almost look too tall and then it comes across as unnatural. My suggestion for ladies who are petite or want to appear taller is to take the photo slightly below, which will make your legs look longer, which will make you look more flattering, and also most ladies want to look tall in their photos anyways. Another tip while posing is to have one foot ahead of the other. So Liana, copy me, like this. Yeah, because this makes you look slender, it makes you look slimmer. Whereas if you're flat-footed like this, you just look like a penguin and you don't look taller. Ladies, pay attention when you sit down because when you have your knees facing the camera like this straight, it's actually not flattering. It is always best to tilt them a bit so that they are diagonal. This will cut off and give a better optical illusion. Another thing when you are sitting with your legs is to have one of the legs in front of the other. It's going to give a better optical illusion of longer legs versus just shorter legs. And what about smiling? You know, people usually look their best when they're smiling. But you also know that some people don't actually like smiling in photos. Sometimes it could be due to insecurities about their teeth, or just, did I say something funny? Maybe it could be to do with insecurities to do with their teeth, or just other insecurities that they have. But there's a solution to this. So guys, pay attention. If you have no teeth, what you can practice is called smize. So smize is you smiling, but you're not showing your teeth. So you can go like this. Try it with me, Leanna. Another thing, ladies, try and avoid doing the sexy face, you know, the... There's always a time and place to do that, but for the meantime, I would say stick with the other tips. So guys, my suggestion is to always have a game plan and understand the foundation of the female pose. So right now I'm going to end this video by showing you all the poses, which adds up to about 19 poses that you can use as reference for your photo shoots. And always remember, it's already a no if you don't try. Stay blessed.